So my father integrated University of Alabama's law school. And then following that experience, he came back home and launched into a civil rights, among other things. He was a labor lawyer as well and did other civil litigation, but he spent a lot of time focusing on civil rights. And one of the more noteworthy things he did in that civil rights space was bringing a lawsuit against the United Klans of America back in the mid-'80s after they had lynched a young man in 1981 in Mobile. That lawsuit ultimately resulted in the financial bankruptcy of the Klan, obviously not bankrupting their mission, but certainly putting a dent into their financial capacity to execute that mission. And that's a case that has obviously loomed large over my life, and something that my father was very well known for, and there's several members around here who still know him for that case.
I actually was born in the district. I grew up in the district, did a little time here in DC when I went to Georgetown for undergrad and then my first year of law school, and then moved back to the district after I had right before I had my second child, and have been living there since. So I have deep roots there, raising 4 children there, and very much in touch with the people who live there.
Did I read that before law school you worked in Thailand for a while? What did you do there?
I did. I was a dive master at a scuba school on an island called Koh Samui, and I spent some time there, worked there on my way to India. After I left there, I went to India and I lived in Calcutta and worked for Mother Teresa.
What brought you across the world to do that? What was the motivation?
So I had gone to visit a friend in Hong Kong the year before. She was a friend from high school from the district who was a Chinese language major and was living in Hong Kong for a while. So I went and visited her, did a little bit of traveling with her and with her sister, and got the travel bug and decided that I was going to go explore more of the world while I was single and in my 20s and had the opportunity to do that. But I did want to have a focal point for my travel, so I found a book called Volunteer Vacations and looked for different volunteer opportunities and found that you could, if you show up in Calcutta and you want to work for Mother Teresa, you can. So that was the focal point of my trip.
What did you do for Mother Teresa, and what was the overall experience like for you?
I worked in Kalighat, which is her home for the dying. So your tasks there could be anything from cooking breakfast, cleaning up, bathing patients, feeding patients, just providing comfort to the patients, doing the laundry, all kinds of tasks. Where there are people willing to work, they will give you something to do. And you go there to give, but you get so much more. It was one of the most fulfilling experiences of my life.
Born and raised in Fort Worth, I'm a 5th generation native of Texas, 4th generation native of Fort Worth. So it's been fascinating to trace my family roots. My great-great-great-grandfather moved there in the late 1800s to help build the original T&P Railroad from Fort Worth to El Paso. And we know this because there was an article written about him in 1910. And so his name was Ike Gronsky, and he was a character. And so, just really establishing roots and helping build not only Fort Worth, but help build Texas. My family's been part of for a number of generations. So, with that kind of base of my family being there, not only in Texas but in Fort Worth, I know, and it's kind of been instilled in me from the very beginning, from a baby in Fort Worth, is we're here to serve the community. And so any and all opportunities I've had to be able to give back to the community that I love so much, I've been able to do it. And then, got into politics about 12 years ago, 13 years ago, and I've loved every second of representing Southwest Tarrant County, and now the great honor of representing Western Tarrant County and Northern Parker County.
I was born in 1970, and my hero growing up was Wonder Woman, but the Lynda Carter Wonder Woman. I dressed up like her for Halloween 3 years in a row. So flash forward, we're in the middle of this campaign, and they say, okay, if you can have any surrogate in the country come in for you, who do you want? And I know everybody else was saying things like Michelle Obama, who's great, right? I just said, Lynda Carter, can you please get Lynda Carter here? And the last week before the campaign, she came in, and she went all throughout my district, a whole district tour with me, and we got in front of these groups of people, and everybody was just so excited to see her. The governor came, and we were all, but at the start of every single one, we started just talking about how important it is to, in the world to protect the country. And I said, okay, everybody in their Wonder Woman stands, and everybody did this, and all these little girls were doing this. And it was the most memorable moment, not just of the campaign, but It was a big deal to me in my life trajectory.